Twitch.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Up a little bit. Okay.
No, I'm looking at you guys through the audience preview.
Hold on, I'm gonna go look on my hat, my hat right now to see how it looks.
And a great big welcome back to Janae.
Hello.
Yay! Welcome back, Janae.
Yay! Thank you for having me back. It's been a long 4 weeks. Huh?
I missed you the last 2 shows.
I've missed you too. Life is crazy right now. Anything could happen. Anything really could happen. What?
So, Ryan,
Ain't
that the truth?
Ryan, 2 weeks ago, I had Tim Conrad, and last week was Alexis.
And this week is Ryan.
Yay!
And Janae, of course.
And Edward, of course.
Yes.
I'm just going to go look and see if it's shared out. Was your stuff sharing out? It didn't share out onto Twitter for me.
It should be.
Mine's on my Twitter and YouTube.
I see a leg.
On
Edward, is that your leg you're showing the community? Wait, it's showing your leg.
Oh, you're right. It is.
See? Oh, this looks better in landscape. You're right, Edward.
I told you.
Hey now. I
invited Alexis and Jim in as so they can comment.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's shared on my Facebook. Which is good.
I think Jim's at the ball field right now. I think. I thought I saw a tweet a little bit ago. Because it's Tuesday.
It should be on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram now, YouTube, and Twitter.
I can see it too on my side.
Okay, good.
You know what's funny?
So hello, world.
Janae, when you go live, you know what's funny is your Twitch notification comes on my phone before the Haps notification.
Oh.
I wish I had more Twitch followers. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. TikTok. Oh, I love TikTok. Ryan.
Hey, Steph.
Are we on TikTok?
Woohoo!
We're on
awesome.
TikTok?
I'm doing okay, Stephanie. Hanging in there.
I don't know we were on TikTok.
Oh, no, we're not live on TikTok. Just saying,
no.
some anonymous Facebook user. I don't know who you are because it doesn't give me a name. Does anybody know?
Janae.
Hi.
Yeah, when you guys are watching from Facebook, we don't know who you are.
Yeah, so
just come up as anonymous.
I can see you, anonymous Facebook.
Who are you, anonymous?
What's your name?
Anonymous Facebook user? Are you Christy Lee?
We can't see the actual name.
Diane.
Oh, my friend Diane. Hi, Diane. She's a good friend of mine.
Hello, Diane. I can't.
Hi, Kanye.
Kanye.
That's a spelling error.
I'm Kanye.
Uh-oh.
Love you too. Thank you.
Froze, Steph? I'm sorry.
Am I frozen?
Or am I?
Welcome to my live stream. If you're
you guys are good on my end. I don't know about how viewers are right now.
We're going live from Happy Diane.
Well, I know we have 21 right now. I can see.
Well, that's just the how many have viewed it, right, Ryan?
I'm sorry.
It's not like how many are here. It's how many have viewed the broadcast, right? That's my recollection.
How are you doing, Linda?
Can you hear me?
I can.
I hear
Did
you.
I make sense?
Yes. Linda, can you hear Janae?
Hi. What are you talking about? You guys come on one on Facebook. Oh, how come I'm the only one on Facebook? Because we're going through a live streaming app called Haps. And Haps broadcasts everywhere. So I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on Edward's live on everywhere. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter, I think. Sorry,
And
some of my friends don't know what this is.
On my
YouTube
profile.
Now Instagram too.
Are we live on Instagram?
Yeah. The setting said that.
I don't see it. That's why I get confused with Instagram.
Oh, see, Linda even said yes.
You're live on Instagram? I'm not seeing us live.
Who knows? Might be on mine.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? How are you guys doing today? Did you have today off, Ryan?
I do. I have today and tomorrow off, fortunately.
Oh, good. Are you enjoying?
50-50. If I get it off, then woohoo, and if not, then life goes on. And it ended up being Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, so here we are.
Do you get different days every week, like every different week?
Generally, yes. It varies. At a couple weeks, I'll have day shifts. Usually, I have like afternoons / evening shifts.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be covering my coworker. I think in last 2 weeks. I think in October. Usually, I have day shifts when he's gone because he works strictly days. He doesn't do any nights whatsoever, which is good because that gives me a solid 40 hours for both weeks instead of the 36 that I normally get.
Nice.
So it works out in both favors.
Boy, it's hard to believe this is the second Thunder Crew reunion we've had.
Yeah. Don't you guys miss Thunder Crew?
I do. The first was with Jim.
And now Ryan.
And next week will be our third.
And if you don't know what Thunder Crew is, you want to explain it? Because people might not.
There was a bunch of us who were trying to be positive, I believe.
It was just, I don't know how to describe it.
It was a train that our good friend Jim in Chicago, now known as JS on Haps, created for us. And it was more or less like a train where certain days of the week we would set a certain time for certain individuals and we would have certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on Sunday.
I focused on aviation. I focused on a little other stuff, but mostly it was aviation.
Speaking of aviation, oh my gosh, I love planes.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Linda,
I would come on and do like the almost like the news of the day kind of thing, and I kind of still do to a point. I'm not on as often as I used to be, but that's a pretty big chore.
Hey Ryan.
Okay, yeah. Linda, we're going to be doing a tribute to Thunder Boo called Thunderween, I think. Right, Janae?
I think so. But Ryan, I have an app that I track planes on, and so I live by an airport. And I want to see all these planes that like take off or whatever and over my house. And so I just like look at it. It's so cool. It reminds me of you.
Multiple apps that you can do that. Which one specifically do you have, Janae?
Let me get it real quick. Let me see if I have it on here. But I'm so addicted to planes, like planes and trains, because I live by trains and I see planes. So that's
and you see automobiles.
And that's a great way. Like if you have like connections, like if you're flying somewhere and you have a connection at a airport in the middle of your travels, you can follow the plane that's about to land at the airport that's supposed to take you to your next so-called your ultimate destination.
Do you know what the app that is?
There's two of them. There's my personal favorite is Flight Radar 24.
Oh,
That's the
There's
one.
another
That's the one
app
I have.
called
That's the
Flight
one I have.
Aware. They pretty much do the same thing. You can get more information on Flight Aware if you're on an iOS device than an Android, such as what I use.
So I have Flight. It's called Flight Trader 24. Is that it?
Flight Trainer 24
Trader.
or Flight Radar 24?
Oh, Flight Radar. I have Flight Trader. I should look at Flight Radar. Radar?
yeah,
That's right, Linda. Yes, you can. Yep.
Same with
Straight to
JetBlue
American
also.
Airlines.
You can track JetBlue also.
Yeah.
Do you like
If you
traveling?
really like it, you could do that on board the aircraft too, depending on make and model and depending on what airline you're flying too. So that's really neat. Because not only you
Now,
can follow you are, you can follow everybody else too. Like if
Yeah.
there's delays or something or weather cancellations or something, you know what's going on. Or at least you
Now
have a
here-
pretty good idea.
Here's something Ryan and I both agree on. We won't
What?
fly. We won't fly Spirit Airlines.
I've never even heard of it.
Never heard of Spirit Airlines?
No.
Aren't they a
Here's
small
an
one?
inside joke with Spirit Airlines. They call them the Flying Bananas because they're yellow aircraft.
Wait.
That's your
No
fun
way.
fact of the day. It's nothing really official, but a lot of people like, okay, yeah. But there's nothing wrong with Spirit. It's just
I know they're cheap.
Expensive?
I'm not really too fond of their.
They're cheap.
What one would you like to travel on? Do you like Southwest? We like Southwest.
Southwest is nice. One of the reasons why, well, two reasons why I like Southwest is one, because you can sit anywhere you want.
Mm-hmm.
With the provision, if those of you who've never flown Southwest, is you don't have a seat. You don't have an assigned seat, and you're not going to get one. But you have, what do they call them? I forget the official term of it, but they're kind of like sections. And they'll show you a section on your
Yes.
ticket, and that's how you line up. So it's not the section of the aircraft that you're boarding. It just that's your boarding section. So how many do you get to board first? Are you boarding last? Are you somewhere stuck in the middle?
Yeah.
And they're all 737s. There are different types of 737s, but it's all one type of aircraft. And I've always loved the Boeing 737.
I like them too.
I've yet to fly on a MAX. And yes, they are safe. So for those of you who may ask us in a bit, the 737 MAX, and there's different types of 737 MAXs, by the way, they are perfectly safe. They wouldn't be in service if they weren't.
Are they like planes?
My word. What's that, Jenny?
Oh, sorry.
Are they tiny planes?
Who?
Like the Max?
Mid-size airplanes. They're single aisle, and they have 3 seats wide. So it's called It's called a breast. So a breast means however many seats you have on one side of the aisle versus the other side of the aisle. So it's a single aisle going down straight down the middle of the cabin. You have 3 seats on your left and 3 seats on your right. So you always have a middle seat, you always have a window seat, and you always have an aisle seat.
Oh, so it's like an Airbus.
It's like an Airbus. A 737 is Boeing's version of what like an A320 would be.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Now, how did you get into doing the weather for Jim?
How did I get to do the weather for Jim? Usually I look it up right before he goes live.
Oh.
Because once I join, like right now, like I couldn't do that for you guys. Like Janae, you said you live in the airport. Unfortunately, I would have to have another device to do that if I were to do that right now. But usually I do it before he goes live. And what I do is I go to flightaware.com.
I'm going to do that. Hold on. Flightaware.com
shows you what's called a METAR. A METAR is basically an aviation term for aviation weather. It's basically meteorological weather. and it tells you that specific weather, what that specific airport is recording. So, for example, where Jim lives, he has 2 airports near him. He has O'Hare, ORD, and then he has Midway, MDW.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Midway could be reporting totally different weather than O'Hare is, because Midway's closer to downtown than O'Hare. It's farther away. And they could have 2 different weather synopsis because their weather recording equipment's right there on the airport.
Now, would they have
Because
my
he's close
airport?
to O'Hare, so I always refer to O'Hare for him.
Do I have to have?
Mainly for his.
Would they have my airport, which is HPN?
HPN?
What's
Yeah.
Sacramento Airport? Hold on.
HPN is Westchester County.
Sorry, my camera's moving a little bit here. Let me do this.
The code is HPN.
I have to search flight number. Is that true, Ryan?
He's checking on the weather for me, I think.
Well, I can't do that while we're live unless I have a second device. And right now I'm not able to use the second device. Otherwise, I'd check it right now for you. So my apologies. But
it's really
that's why I always check it before Jim goes live when Jim does his Catalyst on Wednesdays. That's why I always do it before. Or sometimes I'll leave the chat and I'll go back and I'll do it, and it'll take me 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll literally record it no different than when I'm flying a plane that I could fly. I'll write it down, and there's 2 ways you could do it. You could do it on with pen and paper, or a lot of pilots they have iPads. So probably in a month or 2, I'm probably gonna get the iPad
right
mini.
now, Ryan. I have my iPad up.
I want an iPad.
You want an iPad?
I can walk her through this. So what you do is you go to flightaware.com.
Yeah, I'm
or
there.
Snap, and you'll type in there should be an option in there where you could type in your local airport. You can write the whole name, or you can do the FAA code, just like how Edward gave us his.
It's SMS.
Code for Westchester.
Oh, okay. So I'll try it. Flightaware.com. Okay.
And there's
all the arrivals? Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's 2 ways you can view that.
It's on weather.
The raw, you don't want to read the raw because you kind of have to be trained in order to read it.
Yeah.
It'll look like a foreign language to you. But there's I forget what it's called without looking at it, but there is a way where you don't have to look at the raw format. It'll tell you. I just forget what it's called, what it's exactly called.
Should I go to Flight Tracker on? Is that what I'm looking at, or am I looking at weather?
Flight Tracker is when you're tracking a flight.
I know.
Click on the weather. You should have a weather tab.
I do.
Here. Click on the weather tab, and it gives you 2 options to view it.
Okay.
Like when Sassynae flew to New York, Ryan was tracking her flight. I remember.
Oh, really?
And I was actually using both apps because just like how Boeing is a 737 and Airbus is an A320, FlightAware does the same thing as Flight Radar 24, but they still have their unique ways of doing something, and sometimes you can find out more information on one side versus another. So, and sometimes you can use them in tandem together. Because one app might not tell you, but the other one will.
So I have Flight Radar 24 already downloaded. That's what I use to track planes that go over my house, because it'll like show you where it's going. And I like when the fires were going on here, and a lot of the planes went to the fires. So the Caldor fire. I don't know if you heard about the Caldor fire or the Caldor fire. I would follow them and see where they were going, and they were dumping all over the Caldor fire. It was cool.
I'll look it up.
Behavior tracks.
Yeah. So it would show like a green line. It's such a cool thing. I never knew I would be so interested in it until I live like not next to an airport, but not too far. So I love it.
Where did that Blu-ray go?
What Blu-ray?
The terminal.
Another app is liveetc.net. Is another app. That one's a paid app, unfortunately. What's that? I'm sorry, Janae?
IBTC?
Live ATC, yeah. Unfortunately, it is a paid app, but it is fun to listen to. And you can listen to the air traffic controllers.
Cool.
You type in whatever airport you want to listen to, and then you type in, it'll show you, do you want to listen to approach? Or do you want to listen to the tower of the airport? Or
I have a question for you. So does the wind matter like when you're flying? Like does the flights get delayed because of wind? Because it's super windy here today. And I haven't seen much plane action.
No. With commercial airliners, because they're bigger aircraft, they can handle bigger amounts of wind. Wind is something that you generally want to fly into the wind when you're taking off and landing. Okay. And you have two factors. You have the wind speed, and you have what exactly that wind is doing. So sometimes it'll change direction on you, and that's where you get turbulence, and then that's when you get my mind went blank here.
It's okay. Hold on. I gotta check on my dog. You're gonna come with. She's being.
I love how, like, when you're landing at the airport, it's like you're riding a roller coaster because it's bumpy.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's called wind shear. That's the word that I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the word. Sometimes you have wind shear. Wind shear can affect the flights. It'll affect usually when you're more so when you're landing versus when you're taking off. And then you have like visibility.
Okay, the visibility portion.
Janae, did you get a haircut?
I did.
No wonder you look so different.
I look so different. Is it bad different?
No.
Yeah, I got a haircut. Oh. It was driving me insane. I'm gonna take you outside with me because it's really nice outside.
Oh, it rained here today.
Cool. We're going on
a field trip. Do you want to see the outdoors? Hold on. There we go. We can see if we can see any planes go by, but I doubt it because the little planes are probably not able to fly right now. Oh. It's so windy. Like, look at the wind. That's how windy it is.
Wind has a bigger influence. Janae brings up a great point. Wind has a greater significance on little airplanes, such as like the planes that I could fly. I could fly like little 2-seaters. So the stronger the wind, the less chance that we can go flying. Versus like an airliner, they can handle a lot more wind shear, a lot of crosswinds.
It's like a Piper.
It depends. Like Piper would probably. Usually, it depends on the pilot, but it's also aircraft limitations itself too. So, like a Piper, like a little 4-seater, or maybe even a 6-seater Piper, probably no more than 12, 15 knots of. Especially if it's like crosswind. A crosswind is when the wind is coming at you on your side versus in front of you or behind you.
Hey, Louise.
Hi, Louise. Tira Ora.
Tira Ora. How are you over there in New Zealand?
Ryan, look who's here. Louise Poppy.
How you doing, Louise? Nice to see you.
Are you guys changing colors yet? Where you're at, like, for fall?
Not really
Not
yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I don't think so.
When does it happen?
Soon, I know. But I'm going
You're
to the
weeks from
Halloween
now.
thing soon.
at New York, and is Ohio pretty when it gets the fall colors?
Ohio does get very pretty, especially out in the, we call them the boonies, out in like the wilderness, out in like middle of nowhere. The trees is absolutely just gorgeous.
Now,
Even in our area.
How far are you from Cincinnati, Ryan?
How far am I from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh, if I hopped in a car, I'm looking at 4 hours.
Oh,
And that's
okay,
4 hours southwest of me.
Are you in the boonies?
Northeast of Cincinnati.
So are you
4
closer to? So you're closer to New York, I guess.
You
right?
could say that, yeah, because I'm considered like northeastern Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I live about 30 miles or so, about 25, 30-ish miles south of Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
If that's any.
you live close to Cleveland, Ohio, where the Bears. Is that where the Bears play?
No, the Browns.
The Browns play. Oh.
We just played the Bears.
The
So
Bears are
we
Chicago, Janae.
we just beat them.
Huh?
We just kicked them off the field. We beat them, no problem.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel St. Louis. He's in St. Louis. Me in St. Louis.
Hey, Daniel.
Don't you meet me in St. Louis, meet me at the fair.
You're welcome, Ben Sassy. Daniel, so good to see you. Hope Missouri's treating you well.
Yeah, how are you doing, Daniel? Christy Lee, hello. One,
Christy.
2, 3.
Nice to see you.
Christy Lee.
Sorry, my
Actually, a good
Apple Watch went off.
Janae, there's your California.
About how you were talking, how far Cincinnati is from me. One, I got a story about that. I'm not afraid to share it because that'll never happen again. So, and then two, Columbus, Ohio. Think of Columbus, Ohio as the same direction, so the southwest of where I am, and that's like the halfway point between here and Cincinnati.
Okay.
From where I am. To give you guys perspective.
Wait, say that again. It was what in Cincinnati?
So Columbus is about halfway between Cincinnati and from where I'm located.
Columbus what? Columbus, Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah, so if I were to go to Columbus, it's about 2 hours.
There's a Columbus, Missouri as well, so sorry.
Columbus, Ohio has a nice zoo. I know. And so does Cleveland.
Sorry. I'm in my chair.
I think it's where Ohio State is. I think is in Columbus, I believe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see you in your chair.
So if you guys are familiar with Ohio State football, I think that's Columbus. Ohio State Buckeyes are in Columbus. I think. I could be wrong, but I think they are.
Edward knows. I don't know any of it. Maybe we should ask Ray, but he's not here.
Nice wind chimes, Janae.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you chimes.
Where are the dogs?
Oh, the dogs are inside. But Ryan, finish your story.
Okay, so when I was still dating my girlfriend of 12 years, and we've been separated for
12 years?
like 7 years ago we separated or whatever. So
Oh, it says poor. Oh, no.
not too long before we split, her older sister got married. She was living in Cincinnati at the time. So we're like, okay, we'll go down to Cincinnati. So she's an aunt that lives not too far from my aunt and uncle out in the Denver area out in Colorado. And for business, she flies into at least twice a week into Columbus. So she was going to fly into Columbus the weekend of my girlfriend's sister's wedding. And this is like 8 years ago. And she was going to just like be in vacation in Ohio. So my girlfriend's dad is like, okay, well, instead of you renting a car, because that's what she was going to do. She was going to rent a car, drive from Columbus. She'll fly into Columbus, rent a car, drive the 2 hours up here, and be with us for 4 or 5 days. Right? So girlfriend's dad decides, hey, you ain't renting a car. We got an extra car. We'll come down and we'll pick you up. We picked her up, had a blast. Wedding went on without a hitch. As we're leaving the hotel, 2 things happen. One, we came about this close and almost getting in a fight with the bellboy. That was a thing. And then this aunt had to have a conference call. But she had to be back at my girlfriend's parents' house to have the conference call. And I couldn't understand why, because she didn't need to be on a computer. Well, she needed to be on a computer, but she didn't need to be on a desktop computer. She already had her laptop, and she had her laptop actually with her. That way she could do like remote work. She's like, okay, well, we gotta be home by like 7 o'clock. Okay, well, it's a 4-hour drive.
Uh-oh.
I kid you not. I didn't do any driving, so that's why I could tell you the story. Because I'm not self-incriminating myself. I promise you that right now.
Oh, no.
But only because we got home faster than you can on an airplane.
Uh-huh.
I kid you not. We sit there and we went down. We got home in an hour and a half.
Wow. Wait,
Remember
whoa.
that
It's a 4-hour drive and you got home in an hour and a half?
In an hour and a half. And I was teasing her halfway down, like, okay, well, if we're not going to get hurt or killed or wreck or anything or get pulled over or what, I said, you realize that you driving this car in this highway faster than I'm allowed to fly an airplane that I'm authorized to fly a couple thousand feet above the ground? And she just looks at me like, yeah, I'm like, I'm not allowed to fly any faster than 120 knots. You're maintaining like 130.
Yikes! This was your ex-girlfriend?
My girlfriend, all the way home, got back unscathed, and this is her parents' car driving. So they both probably would have been in trouble if we would have. Hey, I'll never forget that day.
Oh, sorry, she's going pee now. Sorry. Zoe.
So, Ryan, did you hear about Jamie from Texas?
What about her?
She may be moving to New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Texas girl, so.
She's very nice. I like her.
She is.
I haven't seen her in so long.
Me, Facebook the other day, I think. So, wow. Jamie, if you're watching, thank you for the follow on Facebook.
Janae called me. Janae, when did you call me? Sunday?
I accidentally butt dialed you, and I was talking to my parents.
Yeah.
I've never
I was going to call you back when I was at Frank's.
Here's the story. Okay, you guys know Kay, right?
Casey
from Periscope.
Yeah.
On here too.
Wait, is her name Kay?
You know, well, I haven't met her face to face. I've yet to do that. I'd love to meet her in person someday, along with
Me
Pup
too.
and Maul. But that's how Kay and I met on Periscope. I think it was in the Phoenix airport. I almost froze. Okay. I was in Phoenix airport and I was in between two terminals. And the one time in my entire life, I put my phone in my back pocket, my butt pocket.
No.
And the screen was off. I put it in my pocket, didn't think anything of it. I'm just walking in between terminals. And all of a sudden, I'm in somebody's Periscope broadcast. I'm not like a guest or nothing, but I'm a viewer, just like everybody else. And they're talking, and people are sitting there responding to just off the wall comments. And I still to this day, I don't know exactly what those comments are. I don't think they were like anything inappropriate or
Were you
odd. They were just something to laugh at. So I pull out my phone because I'm just hearing his voice, and there's only like a couple people around me. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it was in Kay's broadcast.
Oh my.
So like, what the heck? I sit there and I'm making comments that I don't even know I'm making.